Caron Davis from Caron Realty International. Another beautiful day here in Honolulu. Today I wanted to start off and talk about journaling. It's something I've practiced for many years, and what we're finding, of course, with the COVID cases increasing all over the world and US especially, and even in Honolulu, every day it seems like there's a little more nervousness or changing times, and our thoughts become a little more cluttered. And it's like, how do you clear your mind, to move on with your day and have better intentions and be very clear and focused. And I remember years ago, actually my mother, I was wondering how to decorate a home. She goes, well, if you think about it long enough, Caron, you'll be able to do it. And I believe that's what journaling does for us. I saw a saying the other day, and it said, journaling is like whispering to oneself and listening at the same time. And I actually Google searched on the internet, some tips on journaling. You can journal whenever you want, how long you want. And, if there's a thought that you've had, maybe while you're driving, you write it down, and then you could start writing for 5 or 10 minutes and just keep thinking of that idea, what you're trying to express on paper, which is also very helpful at times. Let yourself write about anything, have that commitment every day, in the morning, in the evening, whatever you might want to do. Look for reflections, different perspectives on things. It's not a solution or a fix. It's just to be able to put your thoughts on paper. And doing this allows you to really work through some of the things you might have had a brain stop, and you need to let it keep flowing, and it hasn't. Some writing prompts you can think of yourself. If you can't think of anything to write about, which does happen, is, what is something you're most grateful for? What is the biggest risk you've taken in your life? Maybe that would be a fun thing to write a few lines about. If there was something you could tell your younger self, what would that be? And another prompt, what do you feel like your life is missing to smile more each day? So just some thoughts there to move on and make your day even a happier, brighter day. Anyway, today is a lot about what's going on in the real estate market. We're going to talk about a lot of statistics that I was able to gather with my marketing department. And to start, of course, we had Bank of Hawaii on last week about what's going on in the banking business. And again, thank you, Brenda. It was amazing, wonderful information for people. And, what we're seeing is banks are definitely getting more creative. They're really working with clients. And I'm personally very thankful for that, for our clients, because it seems like when we had the banking situation, a few years ago, the doors started to close, but they seem to be well open for people to get creative with people to buy in these days of the COVID pandemic also. But the biggest news here in the last week is the interest rates fell again. They were around about 3.03% the other week. And this week they fell to 2.98% with 0.7 of a point. What they were saying is the rates haven't fallen below 3% since Freddie Mac began its mortgage market survey back in 1971. So some big changes still in the mortgage business. Rates for 15-year fixed mortgages fell to 2.48% with an average of 0.7 points. And the week before that, it was about 2.51. So the rates are great. So get in there and talk to your lenders. And if you need to refinance, definitely have a look. So we're going to talk about the board statistics that just came out here in the last week. To give you an idea, is the combined sales were down, for single families and condos were down 23.3% compared to June 2019. However, we seem to be doing other statistics, what last month brought this month, since we're in, pandemic, COVID time. So between May and June, though, of this year, the sales increased 22.3% overall. Now, if we break that up into single families and condos, to give you an idea, single family homes, if we compare 2020 to 2019, sales were down 7.6% from last year. However, they increased 21.8% since last month. The New listings fell short of 2019 by about 14.6%. But again, compared to last month, the new listings increased by 13.6%. The condo market. Sales are down 34% since June 2019, to give you an idea. However, they're up 22.8% since last month. New condo listings were down 20.8% from 2019, but were up 17.5% from May to June. The COVID-19 is, the impacts are far from over. But just to give you an idea, as year to date, our sales for single family homes are 95% what they were last year. Sales are about 78% what they were in 2019 sales. Medium sales prices have been stable. We saw a rise in single family homes from last year from 1.3% to 785, and condos increased to 427,750, a 2.1% increase. If we look at the luxury market now, to give you an idea, for properties over 1.5 million, you'll see that the median price is 1,824,000, with a 6% decrease compared to last month in the median price. The number of condo sales increased in the luxury market from 2 to 5 sales. So we're getting there slowly but surely. But as far as the closed sales for single families, it remained the same at 24 sales compared from the month before. To give you an idea also in terms of pricing right now, I believe, the luxury market, especially in the condos, if it's in a very affluent building or say on the ocean, condo prices are holding their prices from what they would have sold last year. People are definitely looking for that lifestyle condo, and those condos haven't really gone down a lot. People ask me that all the time, and I was just doing a market study for a luxury condo the other day, and it was very obvious that whether I sold this unit today or a year ago, we'd be looking at the same price. So that was the good news. As far as single family home in the luxury market, what I'm seeing out there in pricing, one sector of that market, say homes that were listed for 2.3, 2.5 million a year ago, they were stretching for that price. They're generally right now selling between 1.8 and 1.9. In all honesty, they probably would have sold for that price a year ago as well. So people are looking more realistically at offers coming in. Some people are keeping with those old list price, but they will entertain offers that are lower if the price makes sense. So that's something good to note, and we're seeing that a lot. To give you we keep statistics on a weekly basis for the general market, and what we saw last week, to give you an idea here, is pending sales have continued to rise since May. New listings are the highest since mid-March, and price decreases are the highest since mid-March. And new listings. So what this is showing me is there's a lot of activity, and people are being very proactive on either buying or selling right now and doing what it takes to move. So I hope these statistics, there's a lot of statistics I gave you this morning, and we'll move on to Marianne's photos today. And, with the quarantine now being extended September 1st, I know there was a lot of families here in Honolulu that wanted to travel to the mainland, but again, we go into the stay vacation mode just to get away for a few days. People have gone to Kauai, they're going to Lanai. There's some wonderful specials there at the Four Seasons there. So I wish everyone a wonderful little break from their homes and staying in the state. But, one of the things we have to remind ourselves all the time is, let me share this screen, is basically, how lucky we are to live in Hawaii. And Marianne was very nice to send over these photos. She calls it living art. And she called this eye-catching landscaping, variety of colors, textures, and heights. And then she moves on to ruffled pink hibiscus. zebras, amazing stripes at the zoo, and nature's reoccurring sunset magic, and of course the rainbows we have in Honolulu all the time. And then of course with the families, the children, the kiki sidewalk art, which families very enjoy. I just wanted to say aloha, have a lovely weekend, and please feel free to call or text me with any questions you have on the real estate market. We're very, very active right now, and our team's all over the island, and I certainly can put you in touch with the right person for the specialist of what's going on in a particular neighborhood. Mahalo, and enjoy your weekend.